Welcome back to the channel. I am Matt Sokol, a full-time sneaker reseller, and today I'm going to be showing you some of these shoes I've been investing in. So naturally, in a sneaker investing video, I want to show you shoes that I'm not investing in. And I got 3 pairs of these Yeezy foam runners for retail on the drop about like a week or 2 ago. And I've just been holding them for 2 weeks to try to sell them to get the most amount of money I can. This is an example of something that you probably should not hold for a long period of time. But getting into all the other great investments we got, you'll notice in the front row, we got 2 very lonely pairs of Jordan 1s. This is a tie-dye, which came out a couple weeks ago, which was pretty difficult to get. I actually got this from a buddy who sold it to me with a damaged box. You know who you are, thank you. And we got a pair of Bloodlines. So I only have 1 pair of these, and this came out before I was really buying stuff to hold. I believe this came out around Black Friday, Thanksgiving time. And so this shoe was sitting. This shoe, I believe it came out the same time as the Yeezy 350 Yichio. And they were actually both sitting, but this was sitting on the shelf, and they actually started marking this down. It was going on StockX for less than retail in like almost every size. And I actually bought 2 pairs, and I wear a pair myself. But this shoe right now is doing very big numbers, like not very big numbers, but big numbers for sitting, big numbers for going for under retail while it was in stock. And so it just shows you, even shoes that, you know, people don't think are great, if it's a great model like a Jordan 1 or some of the other ones we'll get into, it could be worth buying and holding. I mean, I saw the shoe, and to me, I'll be honest, I'm not a crazy sneakerhead. I don't have a million pairs or anything, but to me, I was like, shoe looks pretty good. I don't see why it's sitting. And so sometimes when you're trying to determine what to buy to hold, that's all the common sense you need, is like, it looks good, there's nothing wrong with it, it's good quality, and other models of different colors are actually reselling. Too bad I only got 1 pair, because we could have just taken stock. It was sitting there. You know what? That same day, actually, the Jordan 11 High Bread, which is the high version of these, came out. These are the lows. These just came out a couple weeks ago. But the high version was out, and those were also sitting at many stores. I remember Sarah and I, who's recording right now, thank you, went to New York City to see the Christmas tree and, you know, all that stuff. And we went into Times Square Foot Locker and Champs Times Square, and literally the Yeezy sitting, the Bloodline sitting, the 11 highs were sitting. And unfortunately, we only had so many hands. I got like, I don't know, 8 pairs of Yeezys and 2 pairs of Bloodlines or whatever. But Jesus, we should have rented a U-Haul, because the prices are just psh. The reason that I'm holding these 11s, obviously I just alluded to the high pair that came out around the holiday time this past year, and those right now are going for a little bit less than double retail. I believe retail was, I'm gonna screw this up, $190 I wanna say. And yeah, those pairs are going for like the high 300s. I've even seen some go into the 400s. Great investment. Yes, you have to hold it for like 6, 7, 8 months, but I mean, you're getting crazy returns. And so I expect a similar thing to happen with the lows. Maybe not as high as the highs, but I do expect pretty similar things, even though there's high stock and, you know, yada yada yada. I don't know, there's a lot of shoes like this, and I call them big boy shoes. Why? Because big boys wear them. They're the kind of shoes that you just see bigger people wearing. And I mean, this is a small size, so I'm not trying to generalize, but I call these big boy shoes. Yes, as you can see, I'm a fashionista. I rock Uggs in the summertime. You can do whatever you want when you have this much drip. See, this is the thing. When you have this much drip, you can do whatever you want. But if you didn't have options and you wore this, they would call you a bum. But if you have drip, you're just a hype beast, I guess. I also want to add that most of these, like maybe all of them except 5 pairs, I got at retail. So I haven't been paying crazy amounts of money for these. And even the ones that I did pay for resale, I'm not buying them on StockX, guys. I'm buying them in a private sale for somewhere around maybe a little bit more than the StockX payout would be. And that's pretty much how I recommend you buy shoes if you're gonna buy to invest, is try to get them for cheaper than StockX. Try to find people on social media. I mean, I don't really use Facebook, but I know there's still plenty of Facebook sneaker groups on there. Twitter is popping off, and mainly Discord, guys. Discord, if you're not on Discord and you want to resell stuff, you're missing out. These are the Jordan 1 Royal Toe. They're nice. Notoriously, I said that I wasn't like a huge fan of these. I mean, they do look better in hand than in the pictures, but this is actually, I think this is like the most hype Jordan 1 colorway out of the bunch that I have here. Has the highest prices, going for high 200s, close to 300. And this is a classic colorway. MJ wore a similar colorway, and there's a picture, and I think that might be why the price is high paired with the stock. I'm mainly holding Jordan 1s, and that's because, especially in comparison to Yeezy, these shoes, they're not really restocking. Yeezy 350, we all know they could restock it at any time. Not even just the 350, but the 700 Wave Runner is a great example of that. That's been restocked, what, 6-7 times? And so, yes, it is going for large bucks. And if it restocked today, I would buy as many pairs as I could. But when you're buying a shoe to hold, you want as much control as possible, and you want the least amount of risk. Because there's no guarantees that these shoes are gonna go up, but there's certain factors that will point you in the direction of thinking that they're gonna go up. And so one of the things is the stock, the supply. How many did they make? How many were on the market? And so any threat that they're gonna be putting more supply out there for people to buy, you don't wanna do it. You don't wanna be involved. It's too risky, especially if you're not paying retail for these and you're buying them for resale. So that's the main thing. If there is a risk of a restock, don't buy the shoe. That's pretty much just the basic of it. And the second thing of why there's so many Jordan 1s and why you don't see any Yeezys here is comp. You might have heard the word comp in your life. What's a comp? Comp means comparable. And so in business, a comp is a comparable sale. So you pretty much take two things that are similar, not the same, but similar. So, you know, they're all Jordan 1s, but they're different colors, so they're similar. And you compare the sales of each one. So you could get an idea of the whole market and what stuff's worth, how much people are willing to pay, how quickly prices can go up or down, and that sort of thing. So these are the pine green. I love these a lot. This is actually the oldest pair that I've been holding out of the bunch. These came out in February, so it's been 5, almost 6 months. And the story on these is that, at least a lot of the sizes I got, like sizes 10, 11, 12, they were not really reselling that well after the drop. I remember the size 11 was going for like 200, 195, and the retail was 170. Although I did get these for resale, I'm not a botter, so I pay people for each successful pair they get, so that adds to the cost. So owning these things probably like 185, 190, and the StockX price is 200. And once you do that after the fees, that's actually under retail. That's a loss. So I'm pretty sure I started holding these because I didn't want to actually lose money. And right now, that size 11 that was going for 200 bucks 5 months ago is at like 270 bucks, I want to say. And it's a similar growth for all the other sizes of that shoe. The most basic concept of buying something and holding it and trying to make money on it is that there's only a finite amount of stock. Like I said earlier, there's only so many pairs that they made. And so once people start buying these shoes, putting them on their feet, or even just buying them and putting them in their closet, they're off the market. The less pairs that are on the market, the quicker the price is gonna rise. And also, the more control that you have as a seller if you want to get a better price. So one thing that I do on StockX is I look and I see how many asks there are on a given shoe in a given size. If there's 1 million asks, well, you know there's a lot of people selling and it's probably going to take a little bit longer to go up. If there's only 15 asks, well damn, in a couple of weeks you're probably going to be able to name your price. Name your price means there's no price on the market, or maybe the only price on the market is some BS price, $5,000, $2,500. And so that's the most powerful thing. I have a pair of blue tints, 12.5. Guess what? There's none on the market. I got them listed for $1,500. So these are the Cord Purple. This is the second oldest shoe I have behind the Pine Greens. And once I started holding the Pine Greens, even after the first month, I saw the prices go up. I saw the supply dry up, and if you monitor StockX to see how many have sold in a day, see the ask, to see the bids, all of that, you can really see how the market moves and where things are going specifically. So once I saw that happen with those pine greens, I did a lot of research. I looked into older Jordan 1s and stuff like that, and I said, oh shit, looking like almost every Jordan 1 is going up. You would be a fool not to hold them. So here I am holding them right now. It's just a timeless model, and I would highly recommend you consider investing in Jordan 1s as they release. I'm not advising anyone to go out right now and buy these for the current cost. While you could make money because they're going to keep going up, it's not the best value. It's not just about making money, it's about how can I make money the fastest, really. And part of making money the fastest is value and putting your money on the things that have the best value, because anyone can bet on something that's gonna appreciate. It's not just about appreciation. It's about already being undervalued. Volume. I'm not talking about sound, people. I'm talking about how many pairs are selling in a given time. And honestly, like almost more than price in a way. Volume is something that I look at and something that I track on really an hourly basis. When a shoe comes out, right, there's a bunch of pairs on the market. Nobody has a pair yet. The volume is gonna be probably the highest that it's gonna be along that whole lifetime of that shoe, just because of how new it is. And so it's common to see the volume go down of a shoe over time. Volume meaning how many pairs sell regularly. But you really do want to see on a day-to-day basis, months or weeks after the drop, how many pairs are selling on a daily basis. If the first day a shoe comes out, they sell 1,000 pairs on StockX, and then 8 weeks later they're selling 10 pairs a day among all the whole full-size run, that's probably not a great shoe because it's just moving too slow. Most of these Jordans, the demand is still there. They're moving a lot of them a day. They're still moving 50 to 100 pairs a day on StockX. Like the Pine Green, they came out 6 months ago, I checked. They're moving over 100 pairs a day on StockX among the full-size run. That's a lot of pairs. That's multiple pairs of shoes an hour. And so that's a good sign that the price is gonna keep going up. Once you see that volume plateau, which eventually it will once the price gets very high, that's a sign that it's gonna be a time to sell the shoe. You know, if it's doing 100 pairs every day and then next thing you know, it's doing 15 pairs a day for a couple of weeks straight, that's probably a sign that the price that it's at has become prohibitive, meaning it's too expensive for most people that want it to buy it, and so that's why the volume has come down. Or even just everybody has it that wanted it, although I don't really believe that. That's why I held most of these. And for the people that are wondering about current opportunities, because like I said, these are done. You know, this is not a, don't really go out and buy these now because you're not going to be getting the best value. A shoe just came out, the Jordan 1 Light Smoke Gray, and I got 0 pairs on a release. It was a pretty difficult pair to get in my opinion. Stock rivaled maybe a little bit lower than the Blue Royal Toe. That is a pair that right now I haven't bought any yet because I've been waiting for the price to come down, and it hasn't dropped that much really. But I think right now is a good time to buy those shoes if you can get them for closer to the StockX payout. The payout. Don't buy them on StockX, especially if you have tax. You're gonna be paying too much money. You're gonna have to put in the work to find these deals. They're not just gonna fall in your lap. And really, most of the upcoming Jordan 1 highs, specifically the highs, are gonna be holds. I think I'm gonna start mentioning that in the future videos. Anyway, it's really hot. Hopefully that gave you kind of like a introductory level understanding of the reasoning that you need and the things you need to take into account when deciding what shoe to hold and what shoe to dump. If you have any questions, by the way, feel free to comment them down below. I'll answer anything you have, and I plan on doing another video, preferably when I'm not standing in the 100-degree heat sweating my ass off. So I'm gonna be giving this away. What is it? It is a Travis Scott Nike Air hoodie. It's new. It's a size large. It's gold. The upside down Nike Air and the swoosh, raised lettering, very nice. And on the back, you got the highest Cactus Jack. You got the Jumpman with the cactus on it, raised print. It's very nice. And I'm gonna be giving this away on my Instagram at Supreme the Mat. All you gotta do is go on my Instagram, follow me, and comment anything you want, and you're entered. I think it'll be up for a week. Make sure to do that. And if you could share it with your friends, share it too, because it's a free fucking giveaway. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.